Hello and welcome. This is Andrea Hess, financial psychic at empoweredsoul.com. And I want to talk to you today about clarity. So clarity is obviously the biggest reason people come into my practice for a private session or even, a whole day of consulting with me. And, it certainly helps to have the big picture of where you're going in place. But there's another path to clarity I want to talk about today. And that's the path of trust and the path of action. You see, most of the time we may not know everything about our Grand Master Plan. We may not exactly know what programs we're going to offer to our clients. We may not know every single detail about, our ideal client. We may not have our perfect marketing cycle put into place, but generally, we know a little about all of those things. And if we're really honest, we usually know enough to start. Here's the magic that happens when we start. When we take action and put our purposeful work out there, even if we do it in like a very clumsy, unpolished, and very imperfect way. When we take action, we actually shift our vibrational state. That's the magic of new action. It actually shifts who we're being. So even if we just go and, tell 3 people about what it is that we do, and even if we tell them in a way that's not even all that precise or effective, doesn't matter. We've still shifted our vibrational state by taking that action. Now, if we're not communicating what we do very effectively, or if we're not talking to the right people, okay, this may not create any external result at all. However, we did take action, and that means we shifted our vibrational state. And now, this shift allows us to attract a new level of thought. See, every time we take new action, we actually become open to new thoughts. We are able to attract ideas and thought forms that before we were not even vibrationally able to access. It's kind of like this. When you're making $5,000 a month, you cannot wrap your brain around making $60,000 or $70,000 or even $100,000 a month. It just, you can't conceive of it. Like, I knew that 6 years ago, I couldn't even fathom, where would that kind of money come from? Today, I am making those kinds of monthly revenues. And even if someone 6 years ago had sort of drawn me a giant map, had told me exactly what to do, my mind would have actually been incapable of really grasping those concepts. Because at $5,000 a month, you're too vibrationally removed from the thought forms that create, let's say, $100,000 in a month. Right? There's just too big a vibrational difference. And so when we're here, we can't quite attract those ideas and concepts, at least not enough to even remotely put them into action, okay? But at $5,000 a month, you can imagine 8. And when you're there, you can imagine 12. And from there, you can imagine 20. And so it goes, right? But what really makes the difference is taking action at each level. Every single time you take a new action, you actually shift your vibrational state into alignment with the next action that will take you towards your goal. And when you take that action, you shift again. And again, you'll be able to attract new thoughts that will take you still another step closer. And eventually, you're vibrationally close enough to where you're going that you can see the whole big picture. And suddenly, you have clarity. So I've had this happen time and again in my business where I just knew the next step. And after I took it, that next step just sort of started unfolding into a much bigger vision. But I wouldn't have been capable of holding that vision or even grasping it if I had not taken that single first step. Sometimes the best way to create clarity in our lives is one step, one new action at a time. So ask yourself if based on what you know right now, you could take one new action step today. Even if it's an imperfect, unpolished action step, what is one thing you could do? Detach from a result. If you take that step, you may not get an immediate result, but you will be able to grasp new thoughts and new ideas. They'll come to you. And so bit by bit, you will gain clarity. Sometimes the best thing we can do in embracing our purpose is to just start. So I'd love to hear your comments. Let me know what the one thing you'll do is to move into your purposeful abundance in business. This is Andrea Hess. Thank you so much for watching.